Hi, my name is Anaiis. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for taking a look at my content. This is a bit of an explainer video, and this is why. I am going to be using cards to focus on the Sacred Union journey, or as some people like to call it, the twin flame journey. I was ignited into a profound spiritual journey many years ago. And in 2016, that spiritual journey was refined to take me into the journey that I call Sacred Union. Okay, I want to explain why I am embarking on this channel. It has to do with being able to communicate about the dynamics, the energy dynamics that are happening around us right now. They're also happening inside of us. When I had my awakening experience, my spiritual centers and body was ignited, which led to a process of penetration into my mental energy body, which also had to be cleaned out, purified, purged, and restored to my divine original blueprint. When this work was done, I was next penetrated. The sacred energy of Source went into my emotional body. And I worked on this for many years. Inner work, shadow work, healing work. 2016, this work intensified as I was ignited into the Sacred Union journey. And so from 2016 until now, we're now in June of 2019, I have been engaged in this level of deep personal work every single day of my life. So I'm bringing that level of experience, as well as being a healer, an energy healer, a workshop facilitator, a teacher, a life mentor, and a coach, to this process, because we all are in it now, and some of us need a little bit of initial help getting our work from inside to outside, and then back from outside to inside, which is how the energy moves. It flows from inside to outside, then outside to inside. So I have had the experience of being directly connected to Source since my awakening, and I've had to go through many phases of awakening and move through many stages. And we can decide to stay in a stage, prolong being in a stage, or we can keep moving along. I chose to keep moving along. So now we're in a stage where Source energy, and this is the card that in my work will represent Source energy. This is the deepest core internal journey, this portal that we can move through to get back to what we will be aware of one day is our true home in Source. So in my readings, this is the central card, and instead of calling it Spirit, I call it Source. For me, in the work that I will be doing, this card will represent the sacred feminine energy that is engaging in clearing all distortions from our divine blueprint as sacred feminine energy. And this card for me represents divine masculine energy. And this is the energy that is also currently being purified: spiritual, mental body, emotional body, physical body, molecular, down to the molecular and DNA level. We're all in this clearing process right now, like it or not. This is the energy that is primarily for someone who identifies more strongly as a masculine energy in the way they interact with the world. Doesn't matter what your genitals are. It's how you use energy. And we'll talk about that in other videos. So here is the third way energy dynamic. What we have been used to on Earth is this, and some people call this yin yang. This is, in fact, a system of entropy. There's no new energy that comes into yin yang. We just bounce back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, consuming the life energy, the life force that we are born with. That's the situation on planet Earth right now. What we are doing as the veil is parting is we are being gradually introduced and reconnected to source energy. And when this happens, both the masculine and the feminine, you can see that the feminine is more directly aligned with source, while the masculine energy has power, domination, and distortion issues that it has wrapped itself around the feminine energy. And in our world, can sometimes be 2/3 of the dominant energy in terms of what gets manifested or co-created. Now this is being corrected by source. And so the feminine energy, the magnetic, is responsible for drawing creative, co-creative energy back up through our central channel, our bliss channel in our bodies. This is the channel where we experience all those wonderful tingles when we're feeling a body clear response to truth and to true discernment. So these two energies are now merging with source. They are merging in ourselves, each as individuals. They are merging in our collective. They are being healed and purified. Distortions and misperceptions are being corrected. And we will become, once again, conscious co-creators within source energy. So this is the perspective that I am always using when I'm talking about sacred union or the twin flame journey. One of the reasons I'm doing this way is because I want us all to have the opportunity to understand our process now of clearing shadow. All right? So we're doing that now, and if you have not engaged in active shadow work, you're going to be introduced to it in ways that will be painful, confusing, and difficult. When you take up your shadow work consciously, things are much smoother and much gentler, and everyone can make this choice. So when we begin our shadow work, we are beginning from a state of separation. We are beginning from a space of self-rejection. And as we are ignited spiritually and we go through our, you can call it an ascension journey if you like, we go from self-rejection to self-reflection, to self-correction, to self-love and acknowledgement, to self-inception in source. And we regain our divine blueprint. So this is the journey that we're on, and all the new waves of energy that are bombarding the planet. This is what's happening. And we're also converging onto one timeline. And in order to pass through that timeline and stay on it, we're all making tiny little quantum leaps every day to stay literally on track. And this is the part where I'd like to help you. I've been through 3 years of intense processing. And not only that, but my soul group has come together and we've been processing and healing together our ancestral work, our past life work, clearing our individual karma, our soul group karma. And recently we crossed an enormous finish line where we got the last one of our most beloved members of our soul group back into energetic connection. And so now we are moving into this kind of a relationship, and we're experiencing new things. We're experiencing things we've never felt before or seen before or sensed before as we continue on this amazing adventure. So I hope you'll join me for the information on this channel, that you'll like and subscribe. And what I will do is I will be looking at where we are in balance and aligned with Source, where we have our masculine needing to do shadow work to come into balance, and where we are needing to look at our feminine and bring her into balance so that we can all come into union within ourselves, with our sacred partners, whether they're in a physical body or not. We will have a reunion with them, and that we can fully, openly, and with great joy and celebration come into reunion with Source, what I call going home. Thank you for watching, and I will be posting regularly here, and you can also find more very relevant content on my Patreon page. The links you'll find below this video. Thank you. May you have an amazing day filled with grace, gratitude, and abundance as a conscious co-creator aligned with Source.